Dandelion Song, and in this I'm going to try to bring you a series of shorter videos where I'm just going to talk about these various smaller concepts that I have deciphered, like golden fleece. There's a movie right now, I guess, a Rick Riordan movie. Those are so cheesy, but oh, sorry about the focus. Let me fix this. Will it fix? Oh, okay, I can fix it that way. That's easier. So those movies are so cheesy. However, those cheesy movies, they have code in them. But, well, anyway, so this is going to be a short, I know I say that, but I'm really going to try to make these short bits. So this is from chapter 3. I'm quite a bit farther than this, but it talks about the search for the golden fleece, and I wanted to show you my work on this word, gold. The G-O is 22. Which shows you that the idea of lead to gold. Oh, okay. There's the number 22 has to do with the base consciousness of men. It's the lowest level of the slave, and then the idea is to turn it into gold. But gold itself is AU, which is 22, and so when the symbolism of gold and the number 22 is all wound around in gold. It's not like it does show you the ingredients, which is the most common base person. Okay, well, anyway, so golden, I just want to show you that. So we have the G-O. Oh, okay, let me try to get this to focus here and hold it still. The G-O, and that is also the 715, and that's the 196th day, is 22. And then the LD adds up to a 16, and that is a P. And then if you add a 9 to a P, and if you can see the poeticness of these numbers as they add together, I'm starting to become more familiar with the codes brought through time, and there's actually poetic symbolism as it's brought through time. So the 16 is the P, having to do with the cursive form of phi if it spins around, and we see this on the crown of Nefertiti, and I think that most of these symbols need to be spun. You need to rotate them in 360 degrees left to right and up to down to see the full picture of what the code is. So a P is like that. Then you have a chi rho. It's connected to the chi rho, which is one of the origins of our DNA, which is from Orion, and that's probably our darkest DNA. It came from Orion. And that's why it's a Vatican symbol. Well, then if you add 9 to it, which is the ego, and the ego is the all in and nothing. So I was talking in a recent video about Truth Virus's video having to do with the Roman numerals in the pyramid and the meaning of 9 to 3, which is ego to enlightenment symbolism of 923. So that means we're going to keep seeing this. And that means that when we see this in a disaster movie, they're talking about the clash on the way to enlightenment. They're also referring to specific dates too. But look at this poeticness, because when Eckhart Tolle came out, I loved the teachings. They were like, oh, music from heaven for me. And I was going through a scary part of my life. I was a single mother, and I had toddlers, and I was all alone and estranged from my nuclear family. And I was basically like, I was so elated, first of all, to be out of my marriage. I thought I was going to levitate. I was so excited to be divorced. I went and got myself a divorce ring. I was so happy. But there were, I was also afraid of just about the money kind of thing. And it was, I want to tell you this, I'm getting to the ego story about Eckhart Tolle, because I really leaned on Eckhart Tolle. I listened to the CDs over and over again, and they really, really deepened my journey. But during that time, the Holy Spirit, or, what I consider the divine, all-loving, higher God that's above all of this politics and loves everyone, that God said to me, don't look down. Like, I'm on the edge of a cliff. Don't look down. I got you. and it still kind of chokes me up because miracles came out of nowhere to keep my house heated and my water running. And it was like walking on water. It was like miracles, unbelievable. So anyway, I felt protected. But at the time, so I listened to Eckhart Tolle, and I really worked on the ego, and that's always very good to purify and basically domesticate the ego. Most people's egos is like a wild animal, or like a dog that, like, you know, runs the household or something like that. But what I did learn, I had many mystical experiences, and I actually I did a recording yesterday showing my face even. I put on makeup and went out in the yard and everything and recorded all this, and then my phone, my phone periodically changes where it stores things. I tell it to store it on the CD, and it stored it on the internal, and my phone will not talk to the computer. I can hook up the USB. I'm going to maybe take it in and see if I can get somebody to help me with it, get these things off the phone. However, actually I deleted it because it froze my phone. There was so much video on there, so I deleted it. Anyway, I told all about my near-death experiences and this other experience that I had listening to Eckhart Tolle, where I just traveled into the unmanifested using will and intent. So anyway, that was all. The ego, it's very good to tame your ego, but you can overdo this. And that's my point about the word golden. You do need your ego. Now, what you need, you need to basically prune your ego like it's a bush. And if you use your spiritual sight, you can actually look at your ego in terms of a bush, and you can actually see what needs to be pruned, and you can even see the topic of what needs to be pruned if you ask for it that way, and then you could just prune it. Your ego, you could also think of it like your house elf. It means to be helpful, but it just can't run wild. So that's why what they have here in golden is they have P plus ego, which is basically Orion. I think this is Orion DNA, because in the stem of P is Orion, according to the Solomon's seal, Solomon's key, and the Vatican symbolism. And then you add ego to it, and you end up with 25. Now, hold on. Is this right? Yeah, that's right, because I thought, oh yeah, that's right, because 7, okay, so here's the thing. Anything you add ego to stays the same, because it keeps it on the same level. So if this is a 7, it stays a 7. Well, anyway, as you can see, if you have been listening to my videos, this is our code for pi. We have a few codes now. We're collecting codes for pi. One of them is PI, one of them is HI, one of them is 25, one of them is 17. And if you're new to my videos, we'll just check back a little bit, look for some of the titles having to do with this, and I will probably mention it in a few videos, but maybe not this one. So what we have here is the commoner with the lowest form, the like base metal into gold, like the most base consciousness from Orion. You know, we could even find the hieroglyph in the shapes of these words that came into our dome, that's the D, and is purified from the ego journey. Now, if you like this, okay, oh my gosh, that's, okay, it might be short still. Okay, so if you come from the 9th dimension to the 6th dimension, which is what this 715 means, and that's what the GO means, because it's the 196th day, it's the journey, it's the fall from the higher to the lower. If you are in the 9th dimension, you do not have an ego. And I think the ego actually stops at the 7th. I think the 8th dimension is also without ego. And these are forms of egolessness that are hard to imagine from our point of view. Higher you go, the less ego. Like with the main big jump is from the 4th to the 5th. Much less ego in the 5th, but there's still going to be ego. And in the 6th. And that's why we have these naughty star people that are in the 6th dimension, and they have naughty egos. That's why. You think you're going to be, it's all going to be roses in the 5th dimension. It's not. But once you get to the 5th dimension, humans will be able to rubber band. It's like a pull on a coil of a rubber band, and once you make it out of these handcuffs, you're gonna go as high as you wish, because you're a hero, basically. Okay, so purification is pi. So the purification of the base. You see, isn't that nice that that's all in that word? Now, if you add it all together, it's the gateway. 47, and it's the agent. This is where, if you come from the 9th dimension down to the 6th, that's almost the movement of the agent, because you have put the mission ahead of your comfort. No one wants to come from the 9th dimension down here. And we're not even in the 6th, we're in the 3rd. So this isn't even the right, type of nomenclature, because we're in the 3rd dimension. But we inherited this nomenclature. See, the people who took it from Atlantis was in the 6th, and I think they maybe didn't understand that they were in the 3rd, because once everybody crashed into the 3rd from the disaster that happened at Atlantis, they didn't remember. And it was a period of low cognition, so they couldn't figure it out. So I think that's why we have these old traces in here of 9 to the 6 instead of 9 to the 3. So this should really be GC. Or actually, I'd have to look at the 193rd day. So that would be July 12th, which would be GL. Glue. What's a GL word? Huh. Okay. So over here we have the gateway. We have the agent and the gateway. And this is the gateway to purification. Where you grab an ego suit and jump in. Good luck to you. Right? That's the fall. Now, people, I guess, were searching for the golden fleece. They didn't realize that this is symbolic. So it says here in this chapter that they went to the United States. They went to America searching for the golden fleece that was hidden symbolically within the clues of ancient Greek mythology. So they went looking for an object. That's being a literalist, probably. I mean, maybe there's a real golden fleece, but I think that it's symbolic here. So fleece. Let's focus it. Come on, you can focus. I'm tapping on this screen. I don't know if it's working. It's back out. Okay. I want you to see this. Hold on. Is it focusing? I'm going to have to pause it and try to get this to focus. Okay. Fleece. FL. It really did focus, and then it came out. Okay. So I show you the simple gematria here. So FL is an 18. In the center we have a 10. That would be the core. And over here we have an 8. So this is, and not this, it digitally roots, it's good to look at the construction of the word. This is a double pentacle. This is a 5-pointed star twice with 2 tridents. So that's the pathway in and out. That's like in the word free. And over here, this is a manifestation number. It's 18, and that's the letter R, which is when Isis opens up for the birth. And she's going to birth the Holy Child. The Christ comes through Isis, or through the Holy Mother. It comes through the M. In the achromatic cipher, it comes through the M, which is symbolic of the sky goddess of ancient Egypt. She has many names, Ma'at and Tefnut, and the reason why she has many names is because she just reincarnates over and over again and gets a different name each time. Well, what's born through her is, I think, the Christ idea, or the anointed, or the awareness. Okay, So this is the birth. So this number is the, I'm so sorry about my focus. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe it's my eyes that are blurry. Guys, I'm not even wearing my reading glasses. You guys are like, Dandelion, we can see it. Okay, I'll put on my reading glasses then and I'm going to know whether this is in focus or not. Okay. Oh yeah, it's in focus. Okay, sorry you guys. I didn't have my reading glasses on. Okay, this is the birth of the manifestation through the upward and the downward pentacle. That's the upward and the downward man. And the balance of the 5 elements, including spirit. In the CE is the infinite loop of time. All of this adds to 36, which adds to the 9. So, okay, and you could probably see where I was going with this. 9/11. And I've talked to you recently about the Alice in Wonderland and the fighting between the red queen and the white queen, and that is the 9 and the 11. So this is the ego and the gateway of perfection. Because this is I'm not saying that this number is perfection. I'm saying that according to their language, it's almost like we're learning a new language. In this language, of the symbolic language of English that we speak, and we should learn what it means, this number is encoded again and again with the idea of perfection, so we should at least learn that. So, there we go. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Talk to you guys later. I'll bring you another one.